All right, and we are live. Let's start having everyone filter in. Oh, that was a big jump. Went from 0 to 18 right in 1 second. Love it. All right, as people start to filter in, I would love to hear from everyone. Where are you tuning in from? I know we have a pretty wide panel here in terms of locations. We got some people in the US. Uh, Ryan thankfully was able to wake up early for us and attend all the way out in Australia. Where's everyone else? I'm seeing Toronto. Thank you, Andre. Barcelona. Very cool. There is a bit of a slight buffer in terms of when comments start kicking off. So if you post and you don't hear something for a few seconds, that's why. All right, got Germany. Very, very cool. Sweden. Awesome. Yeah, big range actually. We got the whole span of the world covered. Love that. Anyways, what is everyone doing in terms of the holidays? Oh, we got India as well. Any big plans coming up? Spain, getting some more comments about location. Love it. Very cool. All right. Let's see. Just chilling. Love that. Definitely deserve it. It's one of those times of year where you got a lot going on throughout the year, and sometimes it's really nice to just take a second and unwind and relax. Perfect. All right. So I think what we can do actually is start jumping into things. I know we're starting to build up the audience, but there's a lot of excitement around some of these submissions and what we did with this challenge. So for everyone attending, going to jump into things. What is Contra? You might be wondering. Well, simply, as you can see from the title, it's the creative current. Erin, would you love to talk more to that?
Yeah, of course. I'll take this one. So yeah, if you're not familiar with Contra, this is Contra is the commission-free creative network, and we opened up our community to all of our members this year. And in the community, we've been hosting challenges recently, and these challenges have been a great place for people to come and get inspired to learn about hot new tools like Frameship. It gives you an excuse to maybe try out a new tool you're not always using in your client work as an independent creative. And entering these challenge, you get a chance to win cash prizes, which we are going to introduce all of the winners of this challenge. I'm so excited. This was a really, really fun one to be a part of. But yeah, these challenges have been really, really fun to see growing on Contra lately. And with that, I'll lead into Frameship.
Love it. Yeah, thank you. Ryan, pass the floor over to you. Tell us all
Yeah.
about Frameship.
Hey everyone, Ryan here. So yeah, Frameship is basically lets you build e-commerce stores in Framer, powered by Shopify. I think everyone here has probably heard of Framer or is using Framer. It is the website builder that designers love because you can build stunning websites with zero code. And essentially the reason why we created Frameship is because we really want to solve that e-commerce use case. There was a ton of people who really wanted the Framer experience, but to build Shopify stores. And Frameship really is the connection between those two. So not only throughout the hackathon, but before the hackathon as well, we've seen over 1,000 brands now switch to Frameship, building beautiful and stunning websites that actually convert in terms of a storefront. So it's been really exciting to see, and just see these new sort of use cases come to the Framer platform has been just truly incredible to watch. So yeah, very excited for the hackathon and the winners today.
Love it. All right. And, everyone's been watching a little bit, but might actually not know who's speaking to you right now. Myself, I'm a partner manager here at Contra. My name is Sean. You probably see me on the last couple of these challenges, but really working in the background, both with the Frameship team, who we're super thankful to be partnering with us on, as well as internally on the Contra team to really bring this to life. But I would love to pass it over to Ryan to kick off who the judges are.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll give a quick little introduction about myself. So my company, we create Frameship, and that company is called Insert Frame. And essentially our whole vision is to build the Framerverse, which is an ecosystem of products and education for Framer. But I'll pass it over to Lukas.
Hey guys, yeah, my name is Lukas and I'm a product specialist at Framer, and I'm also a community manager at Magic Path. I've been working together with the Insert Frame team for a long time, helping them with tutorials, also doing client work with Frameship as well. So it's an awesome tool. And yeah, I'm really excited to kick this off today.
Hi guys, I'm Jamey. I've judged a few of these Contra hackathons so far, and it's always really fun. Also, sorry I lost my voice at some holiday parties this weekend, but anyway, I'm a branding person. I do a lot of stuff with startups, but most notably, I think I do have a supplement company, and I poured a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into trying to make e-commerce design beautiful, functional, and it's really, really hard if anyone's ever tried. So to see products like Frameship coming out is just really exciting, because I think the design space in terms of e-commerce is so poor. So getting more like really talented designers into e-commerce is, I think, super sick. So I'm really happy to be a part of this.
Hey everyone, I'm Joseph, and I am the education marketer at Framer. Well, now one of 3 education marketers, but I lead the education marketing team, therefore Framer Academy, if anyone's watched any of our tutorials on Framer Academy. And I've got a background in product design with a side of freelance web design, and I've been in the tooling space for a long time. But when it comes to creative awesomeness, I've worked within so many constraints for so long on the product side. I'm just really excited to be re-immersed in creative web design and just all this beautiful stuff that came through in the form of these submissions. So excited to celebrate them here today. And I'll pass it over to Erin.
Thanks, Joseph. Every time I hear your voice, it takes me back to watching Framer Academy videos. Love it. So I'm Erin. I'm a VP of brand here at Contra, and I'm based in Boulder, Colorado. And yeah, I introduced Contra already, but at Contra, we have launched hundreds of Framer sites, and I've been a part of all of those. So yeah, I've watched quite a few Framer Academy videos with Joseph in them. And in my past life, as a freelancer, I created a lot of different e-com sites, and those clients would have loved to have something like Frameship. So I am super excited to see all of this come together in the challenge that we're talking about today. I'll pass it back to you, Sean.
Yeah, thank you. Great to hear from all the judges. And I think one thing that really stood out is like the joint love and understanding of like how valuable having a design tool just for e-commerce is, especially in an ecosystem like Framer that's already so powerful and built out. Being able to really like have this plugin to bring any like Shopify store to life with in the Framer ecosystem is like super powerful and such an unlock, especially when we think about like different business lines or potential growth for freelancers and their businesses, like Jamey was mentioning. So very excited to jump in and really like showcase what was possible and what was built, because that was really a big angle of this challenge. As we mentioned, exploring the power of Frameship was really the goal of this challenge. There's 5K in prizes, very generous from the Frameship team, and 3 winners to win those prizes. And Brian, I would love to pass it over to you to really talk through the inspiration about what kind of like drove this challenge and the prompt behind it.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the big one here was like, how do we actually enable more people to design an e-commerce? Similar to what Jamey said, there's almost a lack of what Shopify themes look like. There's a lot of limitations. And I think the big unlock between Frameship and Framer means you can have more control and customization as a designer. So you can actually build not only stunning websites, but websites that are designed purposefully to convert as well. And that's really where Frameship kind of comes alive. And then the whole sort of concept around this hackathon is like, well, how do we actually enable designers to do that? And a great way, and what we've been seeing internally, is on the Framer template marketplace. We know that a lot of creators want to use that as a way to, make money for themselves. and there's this huge sort of demand for e-commerce templates on Framer at the moment. So we really saw this as an opportunity to enable those Framer creators who are already creating templates or are thinking about creating templates to actually get started. And I think this was a good sort of initial prompt or a brief for them to do that in a space that isn't massively saturated already with, you know, other landing pages and things like that.
Love it. I think that's a great inspiration behind it, and I think really reflects the idea of these. It's like bring everyone together, have this opportunity for people to build and really showcase what's possible. And with that being said, it's time to jump into some of the submissions. I know when I was looking at this, I think one thing that always stood out is just like I looked at these sites and I was so surprised that some of them were just still not actually live real sites for some of these companies. I thought like they were so professional, so built out. And the fact that they were done in 1 week, I think is like a testament both to the people who are creating it, but as well as Frameship as a tool, because I honestly was super amazed at the variation, the quality, and all the creativity that was really drawn into these. Judges, I would love to hear from you all what you thought as you were kind of like going through the submissions and doing your evaluations.
Yeah, I'll quickly add to it. Firstly, like I think the creativity was like standalone amazing. Like even just like pushing the concept of what an e-commerce store should look like, I think was super cool. Like there was some submissions where like even just the way you would add a cart button, like an add to cart button, the placement of that, just getting super creative with it. And again, I think that's the power of like Framer versus Frameship with a bit of Shopify. Like people are really pushing the creative limitations of what an e-commerce store would be. So that to me was the highlight.
And the range, I would say. I think when you think of an ecom template, you think of your typical structure, and these were all so different, which speaks to the creativity that you're talking about, Ryan. But it was the range here was just constantly inspiring. Like each new one you would open was totally different. And, you know, obviously layouts and the way you interact, but like all the little details too, like the cursors, that the unique cursors that some people did, little tiny hover states and interactions, like all of the details that were thought through here was just really, really blew me away in just a week.
Yeah, I also think something else that is really great as you guys are building these for your portfolio or as templates is the images that everyone selected were really, really nice. And now that we're coming into a time with like in a Pro and all of that, that anyone can have really beautiful images. And I think actually showcasing that is really important and will not only like help you guys get clients, but help them kind of like dream up like, oh, like we can actually be something that looks good. And again, just like pushing e-commerce design further, because like I just don't think our industry has done that yet.
It was really, really, really cool to see just how visually stunning these were, and just to see what happens when folks are able to deviate from that sort of template we've all seen a million times from Shopify stores, where, you know, it's clearly the base template with a new skin slapped on top of it and some, you know, some images to try to mask the fact that that structure is underpinning so many shops out there. So yeah, I loved seeing what happens when you take designers and let them loose in a freeform design tool, you know, with sort of the inherent guardrails of a great plugin like Frameship that handles, you know, what are the necessary technical requirements to make this a functional store. So cool to see that that crux of those two things coming together.
Yeah, there were so many great submissions. I was looking at all the different people submitting their work, and like Jamey was saying, like the quality of the images generated with AI was crazy. And I was looking at all the home pages, but then I started going deeper, and they had like product pages as well. Like they built like a full website in 1 week, which is crazy. So props to everyone that submitted.
Yeah, I think judges said it best. And I don't really know what I could add to that because that was fully covered. So now I think what everyone's kind of been waiting for is really figuring out, like, as we mentioned, all the submissions were super top notch. Absolutely love seeing the creativity and the range. But there were definitely 3 that stood out through the entire process and came out as our top 3 winners. So, with that being said, we'll have a little bit of a metaphorical drum roll here. And in third place, we will have Jamey introducing this one. We have
Diego Colino with, you see this Arum, I guess. Yeah, congrats, Diego. Are you in the? Do you want to come on stage? I don't know if he's here. Yes, he is.
Diego's not available today, unfortunately, but definitely would love to hear from the judges about what you all thought.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to start again with like my last comment about the images. Like, I'm not sure where you got these, if they were AI or not, but they really make this template just like so beautiful and just made me want to click around. I think also one of my favorite features and something that I want to implement on more of my sites is this hover, especially because it takes you from like such a detailed shot into like a model with like a little bit more context, like showing like her outfit or showing her hair, or just showing like her. And I think that's a really powerful way to show a product like this. You know, if it was a supplement or something, it could be like the actual pill and then maybe like a photo of somebody taking it. But I thought that that was super creative and impactful. I also love like the grid element too. That's consistent. I think it's really easy to like just shop, almost kind of like an Instagram feed. Like you're not given a ton of like copy that's like not super important with like this jewelry brand, for example. So I really like how you're just like thrown into like the product. Yeah, I also love how simple like the checkout or the product page is. You just have like your description, your size, and like that's it. And I think that simplicity is like really, really nice. So congrats, Diego. You did a great job.
Yeah, great. And just to quickly add to that too, I think like when designing e-commerce, it's always a balance between design and function. And I think Diego, you've done a really great job in terms of like creating not only a stunning design, but something that's actually functional as well. And you could actually see as a true e-commerce Shopify store.
I agree. Plus one to the functionality and the user experience being sort of at the forefront of a lot of the decision making that went into this site. You've got that visually engaging hero section, but then from there on in, very minimal motion design. We have, you know, some nice entering transitions, and we have some, you know, crossfades with those hover states, but I think those are all very much in line with the elegant brand that this communicates. And then once you go into a product, that's where it really becomes verbose, and you get a description that's informative. And I like that when I go in there and try to get details on the product that I'm about to spend money on, that I'm informed, that it's not like, oh, sorry, this is minimal, this is elegant, we don't have information for you, we have pictures. You know what I mean? So I'm enticed by the pictures, and then I'm brought in and I'm properly informed before making a purchasing decision. I think it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I totally agree. Elegant is the perfect word for this one. And it's funny, Jamey, that you called out Instagram as it reminds you of Instagram too, because that was one of my first thoughts when I saw this one too. It's very content forward. It feels like it's for a brand that would be, you know, crushing it on Instagram and any social channel. And I think that's what's so nice about this is it's content forward, it's beautiful, it's stunning, it feels really immersive and editorial too. And I can think of many brands off the top of my head that would love a template like this. So yeah, I think you crushed it. This is a great one.
Awesome. Love all those insights. And jumping in to our second place winner, we have, being introduced by Erin,
Marcus. I know Marcus is here in the background. I can see you grinning. Congratulations. This one blew me away. It was so stunning and clean and beautiful for Soline, I believe it said. Yeah, it's gorgeous. This for vitamins, you can scroll down and it's like, again, sort of an immersive brand experience. Talk about gorgeous brand visuals here. I love how I like that footer, stunning. Yeah, and what I really loved about this one is you're surfacing science at the top of the page too, like as a really quick hot link on the top nav. It feels very rooted in, like, immediately when you land on this page, you can understand the brand's, like, sort of morals, or like what they are, what they're all about. It's content forward again. You surfaced a blog in here. This isn't just one click buy. It's like a full experience where you're really understanding the brand. And yeah, you crushed it. This is awesome. Congratulations. This is a win well deserved.
Yeah, 100%. I'll add to that too. Like, the site feels just alive. I think you've kind of taken the core product that you were designing for and really built an experience around that. And I think that's very clear in terms of the design and just the overall experience of the site. So congrats, Marcus.
I can definitely talk about the animations and interactions on this page for a while, but I won't. I'm going to go back to what Erin said about this from a branding perspective. This is such a testament to what a branding exercise this was. It's like this is really a major undertaking from, like, a branding perspective, and then also turning it into a website. You know what I mean? Like, turning it into a website is palpably secondary when it comes to this one, just because the branding is so thought through that it almost doesn't make sense that it's not a real thing.
Yeah, I'm just so jealous of this site. I just want to redo my entire Supplement website now. This was just like pretty much no notes. Awesome job, Marcus.
Yeah, really cool stuff, Marcus. I love the the product imagery as you can see over here. Also, there's a section, if you scroll a little bit down, that one that it scrolls on the side as well. Really nice product photography. Really cool stuff, Marcus. Congrats.
Love it. Yeah, and you'll all be able to hear from Marcus actually quite shortly. So definitely stick around towards the end. And with that being said, we will now announce our grand prize winner. So let's see some hype in the chat. If everyone is ready on the judges' side, we'll have Ryan kick it off. So in the grand prize slot, we have
Sean Sun, congratulations. The Monchies template that you created is fantastic, absolutely stunning. I love the use of product photography that you had, just the use of color, the flavor of the design, the personality, the cheekiness of it really shined out. And again, the conversation between design and function, I think you absolutely nailed it. It's a functional e-commerce website that I could see converting a lot of people, and you do it in a way that really captures the brand essence in terms of the products as well. So yeah, massive congratulations to you for getting first place.
As someone who is probably the target audience for this, I have kids who can crush some snacks. I love this one. I think it's exactly what you said, Ryan. It like captures the brand for Munchies, but it also surfaces like testimonials. There's a lot of like data behind it. That would give somebody really like a lot of confidence when purchasing too. So it feels like it would be something that would absolutely convert beyond just being a beautiful experience.
I think this one executed really well on the fundamentals. It immediately visually captivated me. The colors, the bold typography, the product photos are obviously phenomenal, which has been consistent throughout many of the submissions. But what this is able to accomplish in terms of making it an immersive shopping experience without having to rely on a lot of animations, a lot of parallax and transitions and things like that. It's just fundamentally good, and there's something about it that feels trustworthy. I think on one thing that comes with the lack of animations and superfluous flair is it's extremely performant. And with that comes a bit of trustworthiness. As I navigated the site, I felt like this is performant, it's going to take my money, and I'm going to get the product, and nothing's going to go wrong, right? And that was something I appreciated about this one, that it just felt fundamentally very solid.
Yeah, I think that was a great way to describe it, especially when we think about an e-commerce site having a commentary that says it feels like it's going to take my money. I don't think there's a higher praise than that. All right. And with that said, amazing work, Sean. It was awesome to see. Definitely super, super well made, well put together, and definitely earned that #1 spot. And now I think what everyone is probably really interested to hear is directly from our winners. So we have a section now. We'll go through essentially the process. So, how did our winning submissions really deliver their submission, really envision what they wanted to build, how they built it, and any tips and tricks throughout? So, with that said, I know Diego's in the chat. Diego, are you available to come on stage? Give it 1 second. Oh,
I'm a bit delayed, maybe. I was in YouTube. Can you hear me now?
yes, yes, you're all good. Welcome.
Hi, let me put my camera on. I'm sorry, I was in YouTube before, so I was just like an additional spectator. Yeah, well, it was a bit quick to build. So I've been using Friendship for a long time since it came out, but they had like a very huge update, I think a month ago or more or less, Ryan. And it was very nice. So once I saw this, I was basically very excited to try to build actually like a real site at this point with catalog, search functionalities, favorites, and yeah, the process was basically generating a lot of stuff through Crea to get the imagery, and then trying to build something that's basically that can basically fit in any kind of shop. That's the challenge of a template. So having autumn here with nice jewelry, but you can maybe get munches there as well, or any other site from the submission. So the idea is to make it well.
I had no idea those were AI.
Yeah, it's all AI. It's all made with Crea. I was basically searching for a lot of references in Instagram, and then I put them all in Crea. I trained models, and I generated all of these. I think in the blog, maybe there's some like stock images, but for the products, it's all AI.
Love it. I think as you went through, is there any like tips and tricks you might have related to like how you used Frameship throughout this process? I know you leaned heavily into the new update that they launched last month, but for anyone who's potentially looking to learn Frameship or like pick up a new tool, what would you kind of suggest throughout that process?
Well, I think, yes, usually kind of a bit of reverse engineering. So going through a site and checking how it's done. That's the way usually. There's some nice documentation as well here, so it's worth to go through as well. And yeah, I would say that's 2 main points. You will need to have a Shopify, some Shopify experience, but not too much actually. So mainly doing some reverse engineering through the available templates in the Frameship website, I would say.
Love it. I think the whole idea of learning by doing. Ryan or Lucas, I know we both have a lot of familiarity with Frameship. Is there anything you would want to add to that?
Go ahead, Ryan.
I was going for you. Not particularly. I think it's one of those tools, and obviously I'm biased here. I think it's one of those tools that you should just play around with and see what you can create. Obviously, the whole concept of it. Sorry, Diego, I might just get you to mute yourself if that's okay. People are very excited about you winning the hackathon. I can tell. I think the benefit of Frameship is that it's all in Framer and it's designed to feel like Framer. Everything's super customizable in terms of components, and I think that's the joy of being a creative and actually getting to play with Frameship is you can design it how you want it without any sort of real limitations. So yeah, just great to play.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of learning by doing, and there's a bunch of templates that you can start off with and just see how they're built. And obviously Frameship does a great job with their education as well, to kind of learn how different things work. And obviously the community is a big aspect, right? They have their Discord community. You can go in there and ask questions, and there's a bunch of people that have built a bunch of projects with Frameship and can help you out. So
Love it. Great insights all around. And Diego, congrats again. We'll be in touch after this. All right. And now jumping into it, we have our second place winner, Marcus. Welcome to stage and congratulations.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Very happy, very excited. I am even nervous right now. First, I would like to thank you, Erin. Basically, Contra changed our lives of I have an office here, as you can check it out, and I can say really, Contra has a lot of part in that, and the ways it's free commission and accepts payouts from different ways, changed my life. And now with challenges, it's even changed more because it was just services. Now we have bracketons too, so very awesome. And thank you, Ryan, so much. You built a very, very, very easy way to build Shopify, because fully customizable. And that's awesome. I really like it because I tried another once and I didn't like so much because a lot of configuration. And Joseph, thank you so much too, because you way speak and teach on the Framer University is Academy. Sorry, it's really good. And your English is for Brazilians at least is very easy. So keep doing. You're helping a lot of people here and you're making impact. So yeah, basically we did a research first for this process, and usually we want to check out the best market. And the best market we were seeing was health and wellness, because on 2027, probably we're gonna have about $90 trillion on the market. So okay, let's do something like that. And then we researched a lot of brands. I will share my screen. It's okay, Sean? It's okay.
You can share. Yeah.
Okay, I'll share. So very quickly, we picked up a good mood board, as you can see here. Okay. Then we started making some drafts of it to make first the branding. So before we get started, that's a very good trick to you that want to create a template for Frameship is first create the brand and the product. Then you make the website. You're gonna have a better vision of the whole big picture. And then we started to make some tests here. So we tested, reference, and then we started to make the brand. So we made a brand guidelines to be very stable. I recommend you to define like the mission, vision, values. Then you make the logo type, the best and correct use, everything else, typography, and those blah, blah, blah. And make some applications. I really recommend, because that creates a feeling for your website. And then you're kind of use it with that. And after we created some applications to be on the real world, we started to make the draft here. It's very messy because that's not the the part that will be shown. So anyways, that was the process. We created on Figma, then we pass it to the framework. Okay, I will stop sharing screen because no longer needed. We can get back again. Yeah, that's. And after we pick it up on the Figma, we put the framework plugin, and then we made all the facts And the easiest part that I thought would be more harder and to install Frameship was pretty clear. The most, let's say, hard part was with the Shopify, because you need to enter on the develop app, you could up API, and those stuff's kind of hidden. So when I set up, I could bring with a CMS and was very, very good. And everything's on the plugin of the Frameship on the framer. So my very, let's say, tip and trick here is don't fear Frameship. Like, it's very easy. I don't have a tip or trick because I didn't get, let's say, stuck in anything, you know. So we have different components. You have variant selections, quantity. The car is very well made, so we can make fast and it's well connected. I didn't have any problems in terms of setting the connections to make it clear and function. And even if you have hard times on the components, you have a support link, and that's awesome. I didn't see at all with any other, let's say, third-party plugins. You have a button for support, Ryan. That's awesome. Very good customer experience. You're doing right. And that's it. Was very awesome to create and very happy to win the second place. We are going to have a nice week for now. And thank you, guys.
Definitely a great way to kick off the week. And there was one comment in the chat from Camille. Was it yourself who worked on this, or was a team behind you?
Was me and Manu, my
Cool.
friend, me and her.
Powerful duo to put this together in the week. Super well made. With that being said, judges, any last minute questions for Marcus while we have him?
No particular question, but I think, Marcus, it's very clear the amount of effort and detail that you've gone to for this, and just the thought process as well, just even starting in Figma and putting together an entire brand document and brand guide to actually build this template. So I think, you know, props to you and your creative partner there to get this, and I think it's very well deserved.
You basically have a pre-packaged brand for a company, so if anyone's looking, might as well hit up Marcus. All right. Thank you so much, Marcus.
I see Sean talking, but no audio.
Oh.
Is that just me?
Everyone else hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Joseph, it might just be Joseph. We will circle back on that. But Marcus, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And we'll be in touch. All right. And with that being said, what's next? You know, you heard from the winners, you saw the submissions, really great quality overall. As everyone was mentioning, Frameship obviously has a lot of different opportunities, a lot of ways to get in touch with their team, learn more about it. One way is the new Contra feed. We have a topic dedicated to Frameship. Great opportunity to drop anything you have in there, whether it's questions, your builds. You can do a taste test. So if you want to A/B test a new brand that you're looking to launch using Frameship, you can definitely do that all through the Contra platform. And the Frameship team themselves is in that feed, checking out the discussion in the community. So anything you have there, you'll even get visibility to their team. And Ryan, it was mentioned earlier too, you guys went through a huge launch back in November. Do you want to speak more to that?
Yeah, 100%. I think when we launched Frameship initially, just over 12 months ago now, we did not expect the amount of love and attention it would get, which is really exciting. And I think with that came a lot of stress testing from our users, trying to really push it through the paces, being creatives as designers are. And really Frameship 2.0 was the biggest release that we've ever done for the product. Not only did it see some massive quality of life improvements to the actual product itself, but a ton of new features, from advanced variants to using markets and localization and Shopify and so much more, card upsells, customer accounts. Basically where Frameship is going now and how we see it is the first version of Frameship. We saw a lot of designers and customers come to us who want to start their store. Now what we're actually starting to see is a lot of customers who want to migrate their existing store on on Shopify or Shopify themes to now utilizing Framer as a front end, which is extremely powerful. But with that, there's a lot of more advanced e-commerce functionalities that a user needs. So we're really focused on the 2.0 launch as well as in the future to make sure that stores can scale with Frameship. And I'll just add to that quickly too, Sean, I'm sure you mentioned we've got the expert program on Contra. We're seeing a lot of designers and creators jump on there. For anyone that submitted a template or a submission during this hackathon, we also have a template creator program and our own marketplace. So we actually highlight and feature these templates that you're creating inside our own sort of like onboarding flow and our template marketplace. Because we want creators to win at the end of the day. We really, and similar to Contra, we just want designers to live their best life and get paid for doing what they love. So I highly recommend, if you are interested in actually turning that into a sellable template, just go to our website, frameship.io, and you'll get a bunch of information there.
Yes, very, very well said, Ryan. Thank you so much. And again, thank you to the entire Frameship team. This was awesome running with you all and collaborating. As Ryan mentioned, there's the expert program, great ways to earn with Frameship with the template marketplace, as well as really get discovered and showcase your work. I know Lukas is a Frameship expert on Contra, so great opportunities there to really highlight your essentially talent and post these projects. So even if you didn't have a winning submission, great opportunity to showcase it on your profile because again, the judges had a very tough job behind them, narrowing this down to a top 3. It was a very, very close run in the background. So thank you to everyone who participated and keep an eye out for the next one. Thanks, everyone. Have a great holiday season and rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
So, bye.